or whatever. And Den's point here. So let's run with Wendy's latest fucking video. So Wendy weren't actually Hope Not Hate. She was just sat with all the Hope Not Hate agents pretending to be Hope Not Hate. Okay. That makes more sense. Oh shit.
You see, this tells me that Dan Tarragon knows nothing about anything. So there's nothing I can really add to what he just said. Work it out for yourself, people. He doesn't think that anyone is capable of sitting around, being with people online, pretending to be one thing when they're another, to find out information. Bad information. Information that probably wouldn't have bothered you, Tarragon, but, it kind of bothered me, and I wanted to get to the truth of it. I wanted to get to the truth of the matter, which I did. And of course, unlike you, I don't expect to get answers within, I don't know, a day or a week. It takes time. It takes time before you get these answers. So I was willing, I was willingly give certain people a platform so I could get what I wanted. And I got it in the end. I got what I wanted. And I'll never, ever, ever, ever tell you what it was I wanted then.
If you can't if you cannot appreciate the comedy value of this, oh my days. Right, okay, so Wendy weren't Hope Not Hate. Nah, no, don't be daft then. She was just pretending to be Hope Not Hate for all that time. Now, Wendy says that she needed to do that. She needed to infiltrate Hope Not Hate and sit with him for all that time while they was plotting and planning and all sending all these reports in. Now, we are going to get to this, Wendy. We're going to go over all that period of time where he was...
There's another bit of information. There's only one person that was definitely Hope Not Hate. For that time when I was with certain people, there was only one person who was definitely Hope Not Hate. 100% Hope Not Hate. Yeah. And that was Clown World. The others, I didn't care whether they were or whether they were or they weren't. All I wanted to know was other stuff. You see, Den, I didn't care if they were Hope Not Hate or not. I wanted to know other stuff. But Clown World made it clear that he was Hope Not Hate. And he had a lot to do with that fucking book as well. That book that a certain person wrote. I know that's factual. And there was definitely clips in that book from Mandy Mosley's Telegram as well. Telegram group. That's all I can tell you, Dan, about Hope Not Hate. But the rest I'm not going to tell you. No. I'm never going to tell you. No.
There, with all these other Hope Not Hate agents, including Mandy Mosley, Danny Roscoe's fucking arch nemesis. Was named...
Yeah, Mandy's never liked Danny Roscoe. I'm going to be completely honest about it. Jupiter knows that fact too. Because when we used to be in that little thing, me and Jupes, with, I think it was Clown World, she made it quite clear that she didn't like Roscoe. They all made it clear that they didn't like Danny Roscoe. Why? They never gave any clear reason as to why. I think it was just the fact that Danny was getting attention yeah, it was getting the attention that they craved, and they couldn't get the same attention. I think that's what it basically boiled down to. It couldn't have been anything. Oh, and some silly picture where he'd been superimposed onto it, and they were claiming he was part of the far right. Them lot were claiming it. I saw said picture, and I didn't really. How would I put it to you, Den? I looked at it, but didn't look at it, if you know what I mean. I didn't take any notice of it. No, because their hatred for Danny was enough for nobody else needed to hate Danny at that point. You know, he had enough to deal with Mandy's hatred for Danny, which ran deep because, you know, Danny was getting the attention that they craved. Simple as that.
In the book, Mandy Mosley was named in the Hope Not Hate book. So Wendy's gone deep undercover for the greater good of the Tommy movement. Well done, Wendy.
See, you don't listen. You don't listen. If you're going to listen to my videos, listen properly. I said I was told something that I was told something anyway. I'm not even going to mention what I was told. And yes, it was partly to do with Tommy Robinson, but mostly it was partly to do with my own personal interest in said subject. So then you can keep trying to get me to tell you what it was, but I'm never going to tell you. Do you understand? Never.
Well done. Now, I'm not sure why that would explain, Wendy, why during that time you thought it would be necessary. Maybe this was part of your cover story, I don't know. It could be, couldn't it? Maybe that could be your next video explaining this, Wendy. During that time, I think nearly a year that you were sat with these people to get 2 bits of information. Why did you feel it necessary? Like I say, maybe it's part of your cover story, to fit in with the crowd or whatever. Why was it that you felt necessary to call Tommy's friend Danny Tomo a nonce and
Are you ever gonna shut the fuck up about that? I don't know Danny Tomo. Right, all I know about Tomo is what I've seen online. So I know nothing about him other than he's a kidnapper. But you go on and on and on. You've been going on for years about that. I'll say what I want and you won't stop me, Den. No. Yeah. As much as it might keep you up at night, you know, pondering away as to why I said it or supposedly said it. But I've explained about that anyway. Yeah. If you want to carry on believing that said person is perverted, that's up to you. But as far as I'm concerned, said person went with some 26-year-old woman. So I don't see why you keep on about it. It's miraculous, really.
paedophile, based off the back of what you say, no evidence shown, your words, Wendy, just the say-so of a frog-boiling, piss-drinking cunt like Mandy Mosley.
Well, I wasn't. I mean, okay, so I'm in a group where I'm trying to get information on a certain thing. And they come up with this story. Well, I'm going to sit there and go, oh, no, 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 no. Fucking idiot. Have a think. Put your brain in gear before you open your mouth.
Was it just to fit in? Just so nobody thought it was suspicious? I don't know.
I don't know.
And then,
I'm thick.
obviously...
Because I'm fucking stupid.
Why did you tell the internet that Danny Roscoe, rather, was a domestic terrorist?
So Danny knows this. So you're not letting anything out that Danny isn't already aware of. When Danny first came around, and I used to hear him talking about, and this was before. This was actually before I went with I was talking to Mandy and Clown World and all that. When I used to hear Danny going on about, oh, there needs to be a revolution, there needs to be this, I used to think he was nuts, right? I used to think, my God, why go that far? We can't turn against our government. No. And guess what? 5 years later, I'm sitting here and I agree with every word that Danny says. And I've told Danny this. You fool. I've agreed with every word that Danny said for a lot of years. But yeah, when he first came around, he used to come out with all this stuff. At first, I was like horrified. I was like, how could anyone think like that? But as the years have gone on and Danny's carried on, he's never changed. Never changed his stance, never changed anything. I agree with everything that man says. So there you go, Den.
And you allowed the people around you at the time, these other Hope Not Hate agents, to dig into his family. You had Danny Jones sniffing around his children.
I know nothing about that. Digging into his family. So you think that, how can I put it to you? I don't know whether other people do it, but I know I can do it, and I did do it. Is I'm able to zone out completely when people are talking shit. When people are talking rubbish and making stories up and putting people down, I'm able to just sit and like not even hear what they're talking about. I just zone out. So I'm not quite sure what you're talking about here. You're bringing up stuff from the past that had nothing to do with me. I don't care what Danny's name is. I don't care. I'm not interested in Danny's family. I'm not interested in what Danny does for a job. I'm not interested in any of that. I never have been. Because that doesn't concern me, you see. That's none of my damn business. The people who made it their business, that's up to them to explain it. I never once went looking for anything to do with Danny Roscoe. Mandy Mosley did. Yeah, she certainly did. She did, but I took no notice of what she came up with because I don't care. I just don't care. The only part of Danny I'm interested in is the political side that he comes up with on his channels or when he's out and about and all the rest of it. His life's none of my business. How dare I try to involve myself in his life? I wouldn't do that. I didn't do that. So the people who did that, not me.
Sniffing around his missus, they doxed his missus, they doxed his child. And
You see, I didn't know they doxed his missus or docked his child. Hello?